Hey guys, it's Jordan. I just wanted to do a video update. I just had something that's been on my mind. It's been on my mind since I started doing this, but I was just kind of waiting to kind of get my thoughts together. One thing that I see a lot in trying to conceive groups and on Pinterest is kind of like downplaying other people's situations because someone's is way worse. I'll say like, oh, you've only been trying 2 years and you already have a kid. Let me know when you actually struggle, like actually struggle with infertility. But I don't know, I guess it just bothers me, number one, because, I've only been trying 18 months. And so compared to a lot of people, that's not that much time. But for a lot of people that haven't struggled with infertility, that's a long time. And for me, it feels like a long time. I just never in a million trillion years would have thought that I would go 18 months trying to grow my family. That just feels like eternity to me. It's felt like just the longest amount of time. And I can't fathom trying for years and years and years. And I can't fathom trying for years and years and years for my first child. I don't even know how I would handle that. I know probably not well, but I guess I'm seeing a lot lately of kind of like, I guess I would word it like a competition. And I would just like to say that I feel like telling someone they can't be upset about their situation because somebody else's situation is worse is kind of like telling someone they can't be happy because someone's situation is better. I mean, that's crazy, right? We would never say that to somebody. If they were excited about something, we wouldn't be like, well, Sally has a better job, so you really shouldn't be excited about that. I mean, we would never do that. And I'm totally for being positive and everything, but at the same time, I understand a lot of my friends can't understand what I'm going through because they haven't gone through it, but I don't want them to go through it. I don't want them to experience this. And I hope that someone that's been going through it way worse than me doesn't want me to experience that either. If it's a competition, I want to lose. I want to lose the competition. I can't fathom what everyone goes through that has it worse, but I don't want to. So I guess that's one thing I would just like to say is that I just see that a lot. Someone will be upset and they'll be like, you've only been trying 3 years. I've been trying 8 years or whatever. And 8 years is unfathomable, but 3 years is really terrible. I mean, it really is. And so I guess I would just encourage you to kind of like, if I know I hold guilt sometimes, like I've been going through a really hard time right now. And what makes it worse is I feel guilty because like I recently had a friend die of cancer, and so I'm like, it just guilts me to be down when she would give anything to be here. Or I have a friend that lost their son, and it kills me to be down when she would kill to have her son back, and like all these worst situations. And I'm very aware of all these worst situations, and all it does is it just puts guilt on me that I could be upset when I have like a beautiful life, and a life that I've always dreamed of. But for some reason, this infertility is just knocking me down. And just recently, I started thinking about it, and I realized that it's kind of, at first I was like saying, oh, it's just this medicine I'm on because I'm on fermera. And I was just like, it's just making me really tired. And it does make me really tired. But then I'd be like, I just constantly kept saying I don't feel good, and I don't feel good. But a lot of times I'm saying I don't feel good, but like nothing's making me feel bad. I just don't feel good. I don't even know how to describe it. And I started, at first it was kind of like I just didn't have the drive to like clean my house. My house would be a wreck, and I just would have to work hard, like way too hard mentally to like psych myself up to get things done. And I started noticing that I was getting overwhelmed easily. I'm usually one of those people that I like to plan the play dates. I like to go on the play dates. I'm a social butterfly. I want to be out. And I just found that what I was doing was I was constantly, I didn't want to make plans because I didn't know if I'd feel like it. I didn't want to go out and do this or that. And I was working so hard. I felt like I was just treading water, trying to be positive, trying to get our finances in order, like find things to be happy about and just like be happy about them. And I was working so hard to be positive, but like, I just feel like I'm like sinking. I don't even know how to describe it. I just feel like normal things that are everyday things that you should wake up happy to do, I'm having to work so hard to do them. I just feel mentally out of the ball game. I feel overwhelmed. Basic things for my daughter, I just feel overwhelmed to do them. And so I started thinking about it. Well, I'm huge into couponing, and the other day was like a big day for couponers, and it was the perfect setup for me to do it. I had nothing going on. Technically, I felt fine. My husband was there. I didn't even have to, I could have gone out just by myself and had some me time, but I just had no drive to go do something that usually makes me so happy, that I love doing. I love couponing. And it started to hit me. I'm like, this is starting to cross over from not having the drive to do things I didn't like doing but did because I'm an adult. And it's crossing over into I don't have the drive to do things that I once loved to do. And so I really started thinking, and I decided to make an appointment with my doctor to talk about depression. It's not something that I have struggled with in the past. And so if I have, it was one time back in high school in probably like 2006. We had a loss in our family, and my parents separated for a while, and I was going through a breakup, and that just kind of threw me into like a tailspin. So I don't know if I was actually depressed then, and I just didn't realize it because I was a kid, so I had no responsibilities hardly. But that's the only thing I can compare it to. But I'm still kind of confused on, I don't know if it's the situation, like just the getting excited every month and being let down, if after 18 months of that, if I'm just worn down from it, or if this fermera it's just weird. It's only 5 pills, but I just feel like it's affecting me so much because I don't feel like I struggled with depression till I started taking it. Now that I'm looking back, I don't feel like some of this stuff was happening until I started taking it. So I made an appointment, and I'm gonna go talk with her. I just want to be my best self, and I just feel like I haven't been that. I just feel like my light's just like burning out. Not in like a harm myself or others way, just like I'm not doing things to enjoy life. Everyday things, or I'm just having to really push myself, to like get out of bed and seize the day. Like I don't feel like that at all. And so I'm just going to talk to her and hope that she has some insight. She had told us that we could do fermera for 6 months, but that she would check back with us at 3 months and see where we were at mentally. She wanted to see if we were to a point where we're like, we're feeling positive about this, we want to go for the next 3 months, or hey, you know what, we just feel like we're not going anywhere, we want to do IUI, and I've already decided that I just want to move straight to IUI. I just feel like I don't like being on this medicine. I don't like the way this feels. I don't like being so down. I don't like crying. I'm just not the type that gets emotional and cries about things, and this medicine just makes me so down. It's just, it's crazy to me. I'm usually the type that if someone said or did something to me, I would just smart off to them and move on. They wouldn't hurt my feelings. I wouldn't care what they thought. But with this medicine, it's like somebody can say something to me, and it just to upset me that maybe it is rude. But normally I would just not care what they thought, or I would just, fire back at them and move on. But with this, it just makes me want to like crawl back into bed and just like it just like shuts me down. I just feel like I shut down very quickly mentally. And sometimes, like I was in the grocery store the other day and nothing bad had happened, but I just felt like I was on autopilot. Like I just felt like I was going through the grocery store and people were interacting around me, but I just kind of felt like it was like an out-of-body almost experience. I don't know how to describe it, but it just felt very, I don't know, like fuzzy, like everyone was interacting and I was just kind of walking around and I just felt out of it, and that's how I feel. I just feel like a zombie that's out of it, that's just making herself do things to pass by through life. And I just hate that feeling. So, and it's something that I really feel like with pregnancy, it'll go away. I don't know if it's the medicine or the situation, but I'm just ready to move past it. I absolutely hate this feeling. And for those of you that deal with clinical depression, I just want to commend you for doing life. I don't feel like it's only been 2 months, but it's just hard. And I know I have a few friends that struggle with this, and there's probably people out there that are watching this that deal with it, and I just want to commend you for waking up and doing life, because I know it's so hard and it's out of your control, and sometimes you feel guilty because you have a lot to be thankful for, but that doesn't change how you feel, even if you feel like it should. But anyways, hey, if you are on fermera or letrozole or clomid, if you don't mind, if you're battling depression or feel like that's causing you depression or anxiety, can you drop me a comment? I'm just trying to I really can't find that much information on it. I have a few threads, but as far as in different groups, I haven't really had anyone say that they felt like the medicine was causing the depression. So I don't know if most people think it's just the situation we're in, or if it's a known thing, but I'm just trying to get some more information, so feel free to comment. But anyways, well, I will let you know what she says as far as my treatment plan, and thanks for tuning in.